So the first guest we have, his name is Joshua Sykes. I call him J Flight, one of the greatest dunkers on the planet. I'm gonna be honest, maybe not today, but I can tell y'all in his younger days, he was probably one of the best dunkers on the planet as an active basketball player. Not one of those dunkers that don't know how to play basketball, but they can just dunk. I'm talking about actually active players. He was one of the greatest dunkers on the planet for a minute. He was so great that even 2K couldn't resist. So they had to call him to create one of the 2K games. Oh, my bad, he was actually in two of those games. So every time you be playing NBA 2K, he's the one that be doing the dunks. Imagine. And other stuff. So he's a pro 2K creator. Talk about influencing the game on a whole nother level, man. Guys, I want y'all to just listen carefully. Listen to the whole interview. His journey have been amazing. A lot of ups and downs. He's still standing today. Still hooping. Doing well. He was a champion last year. Enjoy it. Simple B. Y'all know what it is. Yo, welcome to Simple B. It's your boy P. You know what it is. Hit the subscribe button. Yes, we got my boy Joshua Sykes. Right now he's in Australia playing for, let me pronounce it right, Eltham Wildcats.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
got it down.
He's in Australia, NBL 1, professional. See, Josh, what we're doing is the reason why I want to interview you first or release your interview first is because of, I feel like we're gonna talk about it later, but Americans don't get, first of all, the Americans that are playing overseas never get the respect that they deserve from the basketball world or even the places that they are going. It's kind of like, oh, you didn't make it to the NBA, so yeah, here you are.
True.
And you have to go through a lot. You have to go to different cultures, different country, different
100%.
Languages.
Yep.
But every 6 months. See, and with the expectation of right off the gate, winning games, taking clubs to another level, all that. So that's why I want you to be the first guy I talk to. Of course, we don't get into it, but you've been through a lot with this basketball thing, I can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Sure, like this journey has been difficult, man. Like, jumping to place, seeing different teams, different players, having different teammates with mixed emotions. Like, it is very difficult. And then you get those teammates that you bond with really well. Like when we were at Amarillo, and like those are best kind of teammates, because then it just makes that journey easy. Those 6 months.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, of course. And imagine you came to Amarillo. I ain't gonna lie, man. Amarillo was like basketball wise, it wasn't the best structure.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Man.
I think you had to suffer the most, to be honest, when we talk about just the game. But then off the court was like,
man, it was so fun. I mean, it was difficult because it was during COVID at that time, but like, man, it was still fun. We had our fun. We just enjoyed it.
Bro. Like, you came in a bad, the wrong year in general in human history, bro. It was fucking COVID. Everything shut down like a month after y'all got here. No, you got here actually when everything already shut down, right?
I think it just had shut down, or like that week it just shut down, and everything was just like a zombie land basically from there out.
But y'all made the best out of it, man. So, man, y'all did make the best
difficult.
out of it. So let's put it that way. But you had a great season. You had a nice season. It was bad that we didn't get to finish the season just because of the COVID thing, which we're gonna get into. But first of all, since we haven't talked, I saw y'all won the championship last year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, shit.
absolutely.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, I don't have my ring on me, but I would have showed you.
Listen, you don't need to flex like that. If you're a champion, you're a champion. So, yeah, y'all won the championship on NBA One. Yeah, how was that year? Man, how was
That year was very fun. Like we had guys that we had for more than 2 years or 2 years at most, but
it?
like the structure on the team and the culture of the team was probably like the best thing by far of any team that I've actually been a part of.
Yeah,
Just because like we were so close together, we wanted to be around each other, we wanted to enjoy basketball with the group of guys that we had. So like that was honestly like a championship team right there, just alone, apart from the basketball, and then being on the basketball court together was just like unbelievable. So
for sure. So, how many years you played with that team right now? Because after
this is my yeah, this is my 6th year with them. Sorry, but yeah, this is my 6th year with Eltham.
yeah,
It's been a ride ever since. We went from like division, like it's called Big V, so it's the league underneath us,
yeah,
and then we jumped up my next year to NBL one. So that was actually a good
and
league.
won right away. Or
No, we didn't win that year. We had a struggle that year.
yeah, but that's
And then, yeah, exactly. Once you go up a league, you're gonna struggle. The second year in the NBL one for me, we didn't do so well either. And then the third year we lost in the playoffs right before the championship game, and then we had the championship game last year. So
so. Let me get it right. You said this is your 6th year because you were actually there. We're gonna be all over the place, but it was you were already there in Australia. Was it the same team before you got to Norway?
it was the same team, but not the same group of guys that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, same team. We lost in the championship of the lower league.
Okay.
So my first year, so we went to the championship and lost it. I was with Illy that year. That was our first year
Oh yeah.
together.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all, oh,
Shout
you
out
did play
Illy
on that team.
Bonham.
So Eltham,
Yeah,
where is Eltham? Is it in Sydney or where in Australia? Is it?
it's in Melbourne. It's in
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Man, y'all
it's
niggas live
like,
their life low key anyway, man. Y'all in Melbourne.
man, I know.
Oh, man.
It is, yo.
Australia. No. I've never been there, but yo, everything we heard
No,
about Australia is dope. And
yeah,
of
it's
course,
so
I remember
beautiful.
you actually trying to get back to Australia when you were here, and you actually made it back. And just seeing the success you had, because you did have a little run in France before Australia, right? But we can talk
Yeah,
about that
yeah.
later. But yeah, so just seeing you getting back to your groove and shit, winning championship and shit, bro. Nigga, you're doing it. But let's go back to listen. Let's start from the beginning. I'm just gonna jump straight to when did you start hooping? Actually,
Um, I want to say like my first ever year was probably when I was like 5 years old. My dad was a hooper.
yeah.
My brother,
Shout out.
my whole family was just hoopers. Yeah, exactly.
Recipe.
And then, so I think I started off pretty young, and then like always wanted to be on a basketball court. I wanted to try other sports as well, but basketball was just that main sport, and I had to focus on that.
But you from Cali, bro. That's like
I don't
bro,
know.
y'all growing up watching Lakers, Golden State, and all that. Like it has to be affecting y'all different though. I mean, compared to
Yeah,
over here, bro. They don't even show basketball here.
yeah, fair. Yeah, it definitely is. Like sports is a big thing in America.
Yeah.
Like, as you know, and like especially like if you're a fan of or you play that sport, you're always going to be watching your team or your your
See.
favorite player or something. Like just to get inspired or actually just loving the game of basketball, and you just love watching it. So it's good.
So I was supposed to ask like when did you decide that basketball was a sport, but basically you grew up with it and it was in the family, so it basically
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
from day one.
Yeah, definitely.
Which
Although I did take it more serious when I was in high school. because I was playing football, American football, and
Yeah,
then I was like, man, I love this. Yeah, and then I was just like, bro, like I got hurt, and I was just like, all right, like I need to start taking it serious, like, because my dad was just not a fan of me playing football, bro, and I was just like, oh, all right.
Oh yeah, I think he was right though, because
Yeah, absolutely.
was right. Looking at that,
Now
we haven't even talked
traveling.
about the game yet, but but yeah, exactly. Okay, but let's get into your game a little bit. Since you said you kind of got more serious when you got to when high school years. I remember you mentioned something, because for the people that don't know Simple B, let me just tell y'all, this nigga is probably top 20 best dunker on the planet. Let's get that straight. Let's get that on the record right now, okay? And that's a fact, bro. So for me, it's the greatest dunker I ever see live. But here's one of the greatest dunker on the planet. Yeah, y'all can challenge that. Maybe now he's about to turn 29. It's different, but the 20 to
I know,
24,
man.
the 20 to 25. Whew.
I had Diva shaking in his boots, yo, man.
We're talking about one of the greatest dunker in the world, bro. That's crazy, man. So,
Man.
yeah, exactly, bro. What happened? Because you say you took basketball more serious. When did you basically, your body, the physicality, bro, the jumping ability, all that, go to that level? Was it already high school?
I think,
or was it late?
yeah, I would say it was after my years of football, because football made me more aggressive. I wasn't soft or anything, but I was trying to take off on somebody after my football years. Like I was trying to get on somebody's head, dunk on them,
All that.
and like, yeah, and so like football did make me more aggressive. So I would say like sophomore, junior year, I was really trying to be more aggressive on the basketball court, and then hitting some people, and like being like the box out guy, or shot blocking, or doing all that kind of stuff. So like that's when I think it was probably
So how
like
was
where I elevated that.
So how was the high school? Because I know it's kind of now people talk about it a little bit, but the high school basketball culture in California is competitive. Basically, the best in the country, right?
Yeah, I would say so. At least my years, I've watched some high school basketball, and it's not really the same anymore. But my years when I was younger in high school, I feel like that was the most like competitive time for basketball, just because like guys were actually good. We were a Division I public school in California, so we were going against like top teams, because everyone wanted to go to a D1 school, because they knew like that's where the level of basketball will take you. Like right now, everyone's just going to what, I can go to this school and look better for this school, or I can
It's a little different. It's kind of business minded.
Yeah, exactly. And so like for in our years, it was like, all right, what school is going to compete the best, and we're going to go against the best. So it's just like flat out.
Exactly. So how was did you make the varsity team all the years, like, or did you make it later?
So I was gonna say
you were one of the best in your high school. Let's put it that way.
I wouldn't say that. But my senior year, I will say that.
Yeah.
But
bro, you don't have to be super humble here. Give it a real.
I got you. But my freshman year, I actually stayed on the freshman team. My dad was my head coach, so I was like, you know what, if this is going to be my last year as my dad coaching, might as well do it. So I stayed down, and then sophomore year went up to varsity, and then junior, senior year was just on varsity the whole time. So it was like, honestly, I feel like I could have played varsity my freshman year, but it wasn't like I was going to be used
Exactly.
like how I was sophomore, junior, senior year. You know,
But
so
those
it was
things
like it's
can be
okay.
important, bro. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. All of a sudden, you gonna sit on the bench for like a year.
Yeah,
That messes your game up, no matter what you do off the court or what drills you do.
absolutely.
Bro, it is you have to kind of be in the right situations for season to
Yeah.
season. So did y'all win the state championship?
No, we didn't. We lost in the playoffs. That was
Oh
just
shit.
a lot of losing in my years, yo,
Bro, I ain't
until
gonna
the
I lost a lot in
championship
my years
here.
too. It's kind of fucked up today. I was like, yo, man, I wish we won some more, at least a couple more tournaments. Shit.
Man, I know.
But it's stuff, I get it, but at least, bro. Okay, let me. Did you play against since you're from Cali, any famous player that was yeah, exactly.
Ooh. I'm gonna shout out my boy Gabe Vincent.
Oh shit,
I played with him,
you play
so
with him.
I played with him. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
for
right. I
travel league.
actually think you said that.
He's on the he's on the Lakers at the moment. So
Right,
shout out my
nigga, yeah,
boy.
yeah, he
Yeah,
made it to the NBA
he's
finals with the Heat, nigga. Listen,
I
I don't know
know,
what's
hey
going on now,
man.
but a nigga was
I know,
balling
and
with
he
the
was
Heat, nigga. He
cooking.
looks like the
He
best
was
point guard in the league for
balling.
me. Bro,
And
that playoffs,
one
bro.
two step back on Jason Tatum. I was like, oh
Oh,
boy, that was cooking, you know.
I don't know where he came from. Like, I was like, yo, niggas talking about Jimmy Butler was leading that team. Yeah, of course,
Man.
probably mental, like all that. But listen, on the court, most of the times, at least against Boston, it looks like he was running the show for me.
Yeah. Oh
Put it
yeah.
that way,
Me too. Yeah, me too. Because I was sitting there watching. I was like trying to message him, like, "Hey, yo, like,
bro.
you're cooking right now, bro."
You about to get the super max the way you're balling right now. Bro, no. He had a crazy run. Okay, so Gabe Vincent, you play with him, bro. That's one hell of a name. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna be back next year. I think he just been hurt actually after that season. He
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
actually got
Yeah.
going. Late
Yeah.
last year, he kind of got going a little this season, but I think next year it's gonna be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I
Switch
think you
teams.
just got to fit in a little bit, and
You gotta
it'll
switch
grow
teams.
on him.
Bro, it's too many LeBron, Luka, nigga. That's too much.
I
point.
know, yo. Crazy.
Oh, shit. Okay, Gabe Vincent. So let's jump to Fresno City College. What division is that?
It's a JUCO.
Oh, it's a Juco.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a JUCO.
How
I
many
did my
years
2 years
did you
there. Yeah, I did my 2 years there. That was a journey, yo. My first year, coming in as a freshman, under not undersized but underweight class,
Yeah.
basically, and it was just like it was rough. I had to get in the weight room. I had to do my dirty work as a freshman, basically, and like just try to keep everything smooth as possible. It was we got out. I think it was like first round of playoffs.
Yeah.
We ended up winning the league, but I think we got out first round of playoffs. So it was
Yeah,
pretty.
you had good Juco years there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So
It was coached by a crazy coach, but we still stuck it out and we won it. So
damn, bro, nigga, shit. Nigga,
Yeah.
you low key winning Australia, winning college. Nah, that shit, you're doing it. But okay, let me ask you about your college experience. From here, we always hear about the practices, all
Yep.
about these garbage cans on the sides, like sidelines, all that shit. And I seen it when I was in the States. I seen that, but I never seen those practices. I just see some garbage cans here and there. I was like, yo, they're already placing this shit for niggas to throw up in the practices. Is that shit true?
oh yeah, absolutely. My coach, there was just a time where it was like my coach was like, we will run until somebody throws up, and we did. We did. We just ran, all because one of the red shirts on the sideline didn't bring towels. He forgot towels, so and then had to make
What?
everybody
A red
else
shirt?
run. Yeah, so a guy that's not even playing that
Yeah,
year,
exactly.
sitting on the sideline, and then there was sweat on the floor. didn't bring a towel, so he was like, everybody on the line. We just ran until somebody threw up. It was bad, bro.
Bro,
It was
like what the
really
fuck?
bad.
That's the part of basketball I haven't experienced, bro. All that.
Oh yeah.
I see
Oh, yeah.
niggas throw up in practice. I remember one guy threw up in high school, but I didn't feel like the practice was that bad. Like that, the nigga
Yeah.
threw
Oh
up.
yeah.
It felt like it was just a morning practice. That's why he threw up. but
Man, you would think, yo.
shit. But that's it, bro. We for us now it's different, I guess. But back in the day, bro, it wasn't no social media like that or media or coverage at all. So we just heard those rumors of
Yep.
yo, when you get to college practice, everybody throw up every practice. I was like, nigga, yo, I gotta find the right school if I go to college.
Absolutely, bro.
We're having that. But of course, yo, it's the game. And the practice just keep going. And there wasn't the guy that threw up, let me just ask you, the guy that threw up, was he able to keep on practicing like normal?
Oh, we continued to run after he threw up. He was like, "You still got to run. You throw up and then get back on the line." Like, see, we were running for the guy who, like,
Yeah, for
on
the
the
guy who threw
sideline.
up, right.
Yeah, and it was just like, all right, well, and I was just like, well, this is today's practice. We're just gonna be getting some cardio in, and then after,
Yeah, it is
yeah,
cardio for sure, nigga. Shit.
yeah, exactly.
Actually losing weight at the same time, but in the middle of the
Man.
practice while you throwing up.
And then my coach was so big on gaining weight for me. He was like, now you got to go over there and eat some more sandwiches and stuff
Exactly.
yourself, bro. Like, all right, man, I got to gain some weight after I just lost a bunch of calories. Yo.
You have to. Exactly, and weightlifting and all that. Did you use your own personal trainer, or did the team just have?
Yeah,
program?
we had a team workout, and I mean, look, like I said, my coach was very strict.
Yeah.
We would get up. I think it was like 5:30 in the morning. We would go to the weight room, lift like intense lifts, like power cleans, hang cleans, snatches with the squad, like all these intense lifts at 5:30 in the morning, and you're just like, all right, like I got to get to it, and if you weren't lifting hard, you might have been kicked out the weight room. So it's just it's just one of those days. Yeah.
No, but it's dope for people over here to actually get some more insight. So after Juco, did you transfer to a D1, D2, or did you just go pro after that?
I just went pro, so I was going
Oh,
to.
nigga.
I signed my letter of intent with LMU,
With who?
but then like Loyola Marymount.
Where's
It's a D1 in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I signed it with them, and then instead I was like, what, let's just go the pro route. I had 2 extra years in college, but just left to go do that. First year in Hong Kong, it was
Exactly. So before we get into all this, so
experience.
exactly. So you signed with D1, but then you just decided, like,
Yeah,
you know what,
just-
let me just go pro.
Yep.
Which is kind of the reason I asked it, because normally that is the route to Juco, D1 or D2. That is the normal route for everybody to go.
That is the normal. Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I remember, bro, when I tried to go to college back in the days, blah blah. I didn't want to do that route because I was kind of like, grades wasn't there, SAT, blah blah.
Yeah.
So it was okay. Maybe you gotta go to Juco, but I was like, so I gotta go 2 years and then go to another 4 year basically. Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. So, but basically everybody does it if they get the opportunity to go transfer to a D1 or D2. But you decided just to go pro. You just went on some Brandon Jennings shit. Like, well, fuck it.
Absolutely. I just needed a few clips, a few clips in college, and then an opportunity presented itself to me. And I was like, you know what? Just take it.
So
Take that route.
straight up, bro. You just went to China right away.
Yeah,
It's
man.
really ballsy. I ain't gonna lie, man.
It
Think
is.
about
It
it now.
is.
When you think about it now, that's a kind of low key crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Was it top league in China?
It wasn't top league. It was second division.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I had got the job because one of my friends he was a guard and he was going over there too. And he
Okay.
was like, you know what, they're asking for a big, come over. And I was just like, why
That's the
not?
benefit of
Like
being big. All of a sudden, bro.
exactly.
So, so basically, when you got guards, basically you got a bunch of guards that can, yeah, basically like, oh, if we need a big guy, because it's not easy to find good big guys. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You are actually one of the unique big guys, if you could put it that way. So you're not the usual big guy for a Chinese league. So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if they can get somebody like you straight from Juco, that's a
Man.
heist. That's a-
They're like, all right, we'll feed off him, like it's fine with me.
Exactly. So, and
And
how
then,
was yeah, shit. How was Hong Kong, right?
yeah, I was barely turning 21 at that age too.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, shit. How was? Where do we start with that? Like, how was it? Where we start?
Oh man,
This
it
season, how
was
was
a
that?
journey. That was interesting. My first time overseas was in Canada, but that was just for another college to go visit. So I
Yeah.
went to go visit in Canada, and that's kind of like America too. It's not
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not anything different really. But then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go to Hong Kong. What is it gonna be like here? Went there, totally different, and like
Bro.
just the area. Like I played for a team called Onching,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
shit.
I had to ask him a few times, like, "What's the name again, bro?" And I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Okay, man.
"Hey,
Bro, ching ching bong ching. Oh, bro, it's no offense, no mention. Everything can sound
man, I know, man." I was like, man, it's crazy. Like, the culture is totally different out there, and then you hardly get people who speak English like you do with the younger generation.
Yeah,
Older generation, they really hardly ever speak English,
exactly.
and like that's fair. Like I understand that, but like it
Still.
was hard for me to get around. Yeah, exactly.
Did the coach speak English?
Not my head coach, but I had an assistant coach who translated it for me.
Yeah,
So
okay,
I
man.
was like,
Exactly.
all
I know
right,
it can be like that. Like basically, some
man.
head coaches don't speak; they just have their assistant. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell them,
exactly.
tell them to play harder, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, so I was like, all right.
how was the team?
Team was good. I think we were like sixth place in the
Yeah.
league that year. I ended up leaving early just because I think we had lost our last game, and then they were just like, like, we're not going to make playoffs, so like you can go ahead and go home. And I was just like, all right, like, cool. And I just left.
So you see, yeah. Before I asked this question, but let me just ask, how was the league? You say y'all were in the sixth place, but how was the league level? Level
The league level was it wasn't bad.
No.
It was subpar, but like I was just like, like some of my Chinese players were actually really good. I had a few guys that like I still talk to over there, and they're doing a lot better, probably in the Division 1 league now. Now that they've gotten older and like more experience. We were pretty young, but at the time, like we were still balling. So it was just like we had guys who are young but didn't have the experience, but knew how to play ball pretty well too. But then there's a couple teams that just like had 2-3 Americans, and
Exactly.
that would just take over the time, and it was just. At first, it was me and the American guy
Point guard.
who were the imports, yeah. But then he got kicked off mid-season, and then like it was just me as the import, and then I had to deal with
Yeah.
all the Chinese guys, and I was just like, all
20
right,
years
like
old, like at 21.
man, yeah, I was on my own after that. And I was just like, all right, like I just got to ball out now.
Bro, you see, that's tough, man. That's tough. You see, that's the reason why we're doing this. First of all, you get there with your boy, and basically, so y'all two in a super unfamiliar territory, and we're talking about China. That's so different compared to basically the Western world. So, and then they leave you by yourself because I don't like. Nobody hangs out with the teammates every day, bro. So off the court,
Yeah,
you're already
exactly.
on the fucking practicing. I don't know, 6 hours a day together, and then after that, bro, you're trying to do your own thing. So yeah, I can imagine that mentally that must kind of fucked you up a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, and then like after I left, I was just like, you know what, anywhere else I'm gonna go is probably gonna be better than this. So you know, I appreciated that because like it helped me enjoy everywhere else that I went, and you know, like especially food wise, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try everything possible.
Oh, you did,
but yeah.
I don't know what the food is over there, bro. Like,
man, you know, I had tiger shark my first time there, and I was just like, what the heck? I've never tasted tiger shark, and it was good, but
they eat tigers too. Man, I heard they eat snakes and shit, dogs and all that, but tiger, oh, nigga, that's why you probably started jumping and kept jumping. Shit, damn. Okay, so they eat tigers.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy like that.
I mean, it is like 1 billion over there. So, bro, like they gotta the food industries have to be different anyway. Like,
yeah,
so many people.
They got all kind of stuff. Every day I would walk past this little pond area, and they had like flying fish, and that would jump out of the water. I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, you see guys just on the side fishing, just fishing for them.
Next minute is in a milk. And right after that.
No.
Right after he's in milk. So, so how long was the season? How long did you spend?
It was like 6 months there.
Oh, yeah,
about 6 months.
Is it, that's the league over there, is it does it start from September or is it like a summer season?
Their season, I would say it started. I would say it started around that time.
Okay, like kind of normal because now you're in Australia, y'all playing right now, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so it is
absolutely
different. I think here in Mexico, some countries play in the summer and
in the summer. Well, here it's winter.
Yeah,
change of times. It's cold out here right now, man.
It is.
Yeah, it's winter over here right now.
I mean,
that season's changed.
Oh shit, nigga. Bro, listen, it's not like Norwegian summer here. It's booming anyway, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna back off what we got going right now.
Hey, sun is out till like 1 a.m.
Bro, this sun, bro, I haven't seen it yet, bro. I'm still waiting on it. But let's get into them. So you just went to the G League draft after that season.
Yeah, after that season. I saw, I actually saw a petition on Instagram. So I was like, hey, should I join this? I had messaged my agent. I said, should I join this? And then he was like, well, yeah, if you want to. And I was like, all right, see if I can get a spot in the tryout. The agent at the time that I had I feel like he might have been a little dodgy.
Yeah.
But like, I ended up paying for my own tryout, and then just going in, doing whatever I can. Started at 9 a.m. But that first session, I did good. Second,
G League, bro.
First
like,
session,
it's still close to the top. So walking in.
that was, for the first session, you had a bunch of scrubs there, guys who just like. Yeah, you had guys that like had a pipe dream to go ahead and try to play in the NBA. You also had guys who were actually there to play. And then after the first session, they kind of waved those guys off.
Okay.
And then you got to your next session, and it was kind of like a lot more better guys.
Yeah.
Who had did all right, and then that second session was like a little more intense, and I ended up balling out in that session. And they were like, "Well, you got to come to the third session." So I was like, "All right, third session," and I was kind of like balling here and there. And then the head coach for the G League team came down. And he was like, "I want you to do this play," and it was a lob. It was a back screen lob to me. And I was like,
throw that shit right.
I was like, I'm about to get ready for this.
Exactly.
Put this thing down. And then the guy threw it, and I saw it in the air and went to go get it. And
bang.
Boom. Just, yeah. I was like, yup.
Those are the moments, can be the moments where you be like, okay.
It changed your life, yo. It could change your life.
Did you play the whole G League season?
Nah, I ended up going through training camp.
Yeah.
And then I ended up just I got cut. So I got cut in training camp. And and like I didn't do the best in training camp, or I feel like they probably had their guys here and there.
How old are you? But you were 22.
22. I think maybe even 21 still, actually.
Yeah. That's
So I think the next year, yeah. So I did that, and then I was just like, you know what, like I'm glad I got to see what like a little glimpse of the NBA, basically.
So if you let me get this right, I mean now is when you think about it, you went from in a year basically from Juco almost going to D1, and the next year you're actually in the G League workouts, bro. When you think.
Yeah.
So it is bro. A lot had happened in a year, basically.
Yeah, a lot had happened in that year, and it was crazy, and it was like guys had to work hard for it, and right now, and like I just kind of put myself out there to, present that, and like if I wanted to, go ahead and do this thing, do that professional route, I had to go and take a risk. I had to go and
yeah, for sure.
Do that stuff. So
see, that's the psyche of like you just said, take a risk. Everybody wants to go with safe options, but with this basketball thing, it's like you kind of live for the risk. Like you always want to take that risk, and it can mess you up, but at the same time that's kind of what we live for. You train for.
Yeah.
So it is
absolutely.
So I get that part. I'm actually surprised that I remember I heard you were practicing with G League, but I didn't know it wasn't. Now the way you put it is kind of crazy, bro. Like you went from the Juco to basically from Juco to G League, because
I know.
at least let's say if you play D1, right, and then you went to G League, bro. At least rhythm wise, bro. You've been getting different repetition to the season, but now China is totally different basketball, and now you got to get back to the American thing, and it's even different basketball in the American thing since it's at NBA format.
Absolutely.
So
yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it's a lot of adjusting just coming when it comes to the fucking rules, bro.
Yeah, right. And like I feel like the basketball players can adjust to not just like where they're at, but who they're playing for. Because at least in America, because guys go from team to team. Like for AAU, like I'm pretty sure I played for like 4 different teams in AAU, and I was just like, like I gotta adjust here, But luckily, like I was all friends with like guys on those teams, so it's like, so it just made it easy for me.
You basically play AAU all years, I can imagine.
Yeah.
AAU is kind of, they say that, bro, nowadays they say it's messing up the product.
It is true. AAU does mess it up. It is true. Like especially right now. But like when I was there, when I was playing in it was like, it was competitive. Like guys were trying to compete still, but it was like, going through warm ups, you're trying to do all these dunks, or
Yeah, exactly.
trying to show off for the recruitment coaches that are there, and trying to get a spot for college, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah, basically.
and which is understandable, but
And now they got
it
cameras
is
in
it
the
is
AU
something,
games. So now you got
man,
social media popping in
just
AU.
right there, just sitting for
So
you,
it is
What-
different. I can see it because I played AU for like a month and a half actually.
Okay,
When
yeah.
I was 15, about to turn 16. And yeah, bro, that was different. So now today, when they say he's messing up the basketball part, I kind of get it. Like, bro, I went from Sweden at the time, playing systems, all that shit, and now I get to a whole different basketball culture, and he's loose, super loose. At the same time, he's a little structure in it though, but it's still loose. But yeah, it was a crazy experience. But of course, but it took me like I ain't gonna lie, it took me like a month to get used to the way people were playing, the teams. Because I played with the guys I'm born '91. I played with the guys that were 2 years older than me and my age group
Oh,
too.
yep.
So, bro, I was getting the ball with the older guys. I played with my age group, bro. I didn't even see that motherfucker. Like, I didn't see the ball for like maybe like sixth game or something. All of a sudden, they had to swing it to me, caught it, it went ISO straight away, got a layup. Then I was like, oh shit, he can play. And then after that, I kind of got a hang of it. But it's a weird basketball at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
yeah, there
man.
was no shot clock
It
and all
is.
that. But yeah, but that, bro. So I thought your journey would get crazier later, but
Right?
yeah,
Right?
but basically it's already started off super
It's
crazy.
already
Bro.
been,
China,
yeah,
straight off
man.
Juco. Shit, nigga, I'm surprised I never asked you since when you were here. Now I'm thinking about it. But yo, listen, our first, it was COVID. We all were quarantined. Now it's actually crazy that we didn't get to hang out that much. And shit, I had a fucking bad pregnant wife first time, so I was
Ah,
stuck in that
man.
quarantine
Yeah, I
between
know.
team practice, working jobs, same time hooping. Different lifestyle over here for sure. So okay, so after G League, that's when you decided, or the G League tryouts. That's when you decided to go to. Where did the idea of Australia come
Um, I had a coach who messaged me. The coach that actually recruited me in Canada.
from? Yeah,
He messaged me and said like, "Hey, I have this coach that is looking for import," and I was just like, "Okay, send him my way." And he was like, "He's from Australia. He coaches for a team over there," and I was just like, like my whole life, I've actually always wanted to go to Australia.
yeah,
Not quite Melbourne. I didn't really think about Melbourne, but I thought about Sydney, of course. Like
yeah. But
everyone wants to go to
trust you want
Sydney,
to go to Sydney. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, like, everyone wanted to go there, and I was just like, I want to go there, see what it's like. But then it got presented to me for basketball,
Yeah,
but in Melbourne, and I was just like, yeah, I want to go there, 100%. And I was all in. I met him in LA, and I like had a nice chat with him. We clicked as soon as we were talking to each other. We clicked, and he was like, he's gonna be good for us. And so I came over. My first year, first game, balled out, like couple dunks, couple blocks, like and everyone was like, "All right, we can have fun with this guy, like playing with us." And I was just like, I can have fun here." Like,
yeah,
it made it easy for me because it felt like, I was home basically, and I didn't even know like that it was just a day to day, like life that I was just like, all right, it's English speaking country, like I
yeah.
can do everything. Just everything is opposite basically. Driving on the other side of the road.
Oh, they all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
bro.
So it's on the right side.
I just see that in England, but bro, yeah, that's weird.
Bro, it's wild, but yeah, it made it very easy. And then the food
Now you
wasn't
speak
weird,
English
so I
too,
was like, all right,
so
love it,
bro,
man.
Chinese to English, bro. I mean, it's a different. It's
Absolutely.
different. So In what division were they then at Eltham when you went there?
So
What year was
yeah,
it?
so that was 2018, and we were Big V, so we were in the it's like the third division
Yeah.
basically. And
Sorry, not
honestly,
sorry not to cut you off for the Simple B people out there. Listen, we talk about Australia basketball. The basketball over there is a high level basketball. So I don't want motherfuckers to be
absolutely,
thinking when they say in second or third is like some bullshit shit. That
yeah,
was top level
no,
basketball in general. So let's get
absolutely.
that straight. Yeah.
I do believe like some of these like guys on the even Division 3 guys like
Yeah.
shit. I played one today actually. He plays for one of the teams and
Yeah.
man, he was shooting over me. It was lights out. Like these guys, if you're gonna play one of these guys 1-on-1, I'm pretty sure like they will cook a Division 1 guy or a Division 2 guy. It just depends on who you get really. And then the basketball over here is just really elite. So my league right now, we can compete with the Division 1 team. And in Norway, to be honest with you, I think we would win a championship with my team over here. Like I was. Like I was playing with Amaru and thinking some of these teams were easy. Like what's that one? Bedham. Bedham was that team that he had struggles with that one year. That year is that blue? It was that blue team.
Yeah, they made a big comeback on us, bro. We were up
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they did. Yeah,
yeah,
we would light. They would light them out. We would light them out
yeah,
out the gym.
sure. Come on.
Yeah. So it's just like the competition over here is unreal, and it just gets even better with
I
Division
heard
1.
of it before, like when I was young, in my young years. Yeah, maybe I'm older now, but yeah, I heard about Australia, but never talked to anybody that played over there. Shit like that. It sounds like, in a way, they have their. I mean, everybody got their own thing, but it's like an own basketball culture. Or do they have the same rules, or like is it anything different?
Yeah, it's same FIBA rules, but honestly, it depends on how a referee is calling it.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
and I better not get fined for that because I'm talking about the referees. I already got a suspension for my social media advertisement.
For real?
Man, yeah, man, I'm telling you.
I'm not that popular, man, right now. Let's hope not. I mean, we got two but shit. I mean, it's something. But what happened? How the hell you get suspended?
Oh man, I posted. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, yeah.
But I was just talking about the referees, how they were calling the games. They it's just simple basketball stuff. Like if I was taking a charge and they didn't call it, and then I got a technical foul because I was like trying to tell the ref like, hey, I took it right in the chest, and he said tech, and I was like, all right, whatever, bro. Like they're a bunch of soft referees here. That's for sure.
Media with it.
Yeah, I went to social media. I had to tell them like, this is how it is. Like, here's your film. Like, you need to look at this and watch this. So if you're not watching your film, you shouldn't be refereeing in this league, to be honest.
And you got fined for that?
Yeah, I got 1 game suspension, yo.
They're like, yo, you not supposed to email us like this.
Yeah,
It's supposed to come from the director or somebody. Like, not from the player.
Yeah, I was like, man, they don't even know the rules. Like, I keep telling them, like, you know your rules. You sure you're reading your rule book? Like, go back and have a look, yo. So I was just like, whatever. It's all right though.
Okay, so basically, now I kind of see the connection because that's the year Ely played in Eltham too, right? So
yeah, that's our first year.
Was
Yeah.
it his college too, or?
No, it wasn't his college. I actually didn't know Illy until I got here to Eltham. Yeah.
Okay. Then you got the. Yeah, right now people don't know, but yeah, that's a point guard.
That is a point guard.
I mean, looking at the game today, that's a real point guard.
That's a point guard, yo.
So,
Yeah, I'm telling you, that game that we had, he was getting steals, throwing up the lobs, like.
Yeah.
Man, that boy's fast too.
He can hoop. Bro. Listen, I see that he become a coach now. Like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting because he was a smart player, man. Like I didn't get to play with it like that, but I saw the year he was healthy over here, or he was healthy at least half of the season. Yeah, I mean he was an MVP candidate at the time. Let's put it that way, and but you can literally tell, like, for example, I'm not gonna be too long-winded, but some season I've been that guy on the team, and when I saw Illy, I was like, I'm not even a point guard, but I can tell he was controlling that fucking game minute for minute, bro. Like the way he was controlling that shit. I don't think I've experienced it maybe twice with some players, but I never seen it like that. Of course, I've been with good players. You can feel it on the court, but watching it, I was like, yo, this guy controlling everything to the fucking last shot of the game, bro. Like that's how he felt, and it was crazy that he was actually capable of doing it with that system he was in.
Yep.
That way.
Absolutely.
So yeah, for the guys that. So you had a great point guard your first year in Eltham after going through what you be basically going through your fucking life right now. It's this last year, basically.
Yep. Absolutely. It's been like, it's like I said, it's been a crazy journey, yo. And, you know, like going into basically my first year Australia and setting the tone basically. That was a gift to me, and I was just like, "Thank you."
How many points did you average and all that? And
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't really check that.
You were like a 14 guy, like, for some reason.
Maybe I think it was maybe 14 that year. But like steady 14 will get you a long way. Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing. Like you know, you don't get that 14 or. It should be more. But it's like, at the same time, for guys like you, I feel like, first of all, bro, you said it like every possession you out there setting screens, bro. You getting hit every possession, basically.
Every possession, bro.
And we expect you to roll every single time. Be ready
every
single time. Every single time.
Every single time, and if you don't get it, you better go get another screen. You know,
exactly. Like so when the guard, oh shit, real screen, bro. Hey yo, yeah, exactly. How is that? That I never asked a big guy, bro. I just kind of take it for granted. Like nigga, come set the screen. But how is it for you guys? For actually, let's say, bro, when the game is not even, the team is not even rolling, but you have to always, bro, you always have to set screens, like. We're talking about basically the reason I'm asking that you get a hit every possession from different guys, because as guards we set some screens from guard to big, but it's not even many nowadays. Since with all these analytics coming in now, we don't even have such screens like that, bro. So a little handoff, that's it. But you guys getting hit every single possession.
You know, like,
yo, nigga, when I set the screen, you better fucking get this bucket.
I do. If they don't get the bucket, and because if I set a really good one and you don't get a bucket, I'm gonna be mad at you, yo. So like, that's the thing. Like, I don't mind setting the screen and rolling. Like that's like easy because like I can either, like you said, get a lob, or get somebody open to score.
Yeah.
But if they're not doing their job correctly, like I set a screen and then they like hold that screen or hold that, like after my screen, they just kind of roll off of it a little bit, and I'm rolling and no attack happened. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what kind of screen? Unless it's a rescreen, I will go and rescreen. Yeah. But like, man, like
I better do something with that second screen.
Yeah, exactly. That second screen, you better do something with that.
I just remember, I never thought about it before, but I played. This was probably when I was 18, 19. I was signed to the first league, but I had to go down and play a second league game, right? So, and the point guard was my friend actually. So we were running some play where he had to give me a handoff, and then I had to come off a screen, and then do whatever, right? And I wasn't that aggressive for like I don't know, long stretch basically. And then from the nowhere, I heard that niggas like, "Yo, nigga, you better use the screen now." I was like, "Oh, I just took it for granted." That's why I was like, "Oh shit, okay, I actually have to use it." And then, of course, it kind of taught me a lesson bro, you have to basically don't just run the play, right? Because some plays you get the screen and then you got to swing to the other side for anything, and then you got some other action going on, whatever it is. So I was just like, let's just get to the second action. Let's get to the second action. And it was after a while, I was like, "Yo, bro, when you gonna start using the screen, bro?" I was like, "Oh shit,
yeah, legit,
right, got you." And so people take that for granted. We expect y'all to be out there, rebound, block shots, defend, protect the paint, set every screen, every possession.
And it honestly it tires us out. But like, that's our job. That's what we have to do. Like we gotta help. Like as a big man, you should be a facilitator. You should make everything easy for your teammates. Like so. Exactly. If I'm setting the screen and getting them open, that's my job well done. And I got to roll. That's my job well done. Like it's just helping everything out, basically.
So let's before we go to the. So did you have a year where you didn't play, or because you say 18, 19, or did you play 2 years and then come to Norway? Because COVID happened and all that.
18, 19.
I understand.
Yeah, COVID happened. COVID happened, and then it was like 2020 in Amaru or 2021?
Yeah, you came 2020 the fall, or the end of the summer. Let's say August, end of the summer, something like that. I think y'all came in August or early September.
So early September, we finished April 2021. I kind of just I was chilling in between that time.
Okay.
And then I went over to Lyonso I came here again after. So 2022-23 season.
So let's get to the Norway, since it was the season was cut short. Let me just give you my impression of when I heard you about to come. Since I was playing I actually had a 2-year with Oscar, right? So I wasn't supposed to play with Ambrose that year. No, I wasn't, and because if you remember, Oscar had a good team.
Yeah,
and I was on that team, and I heard that guys were coming in because we had some success the season before, but it was cut short because of the COVID, and they were talking, well, just bring back these guys, blah blah, with this going and them coming in, we got a championship team. I was like, yo, so who we gonna play against if we got this team, bro? Like, yo, I trying to play against somebody. Fuck. So I told coach we had a great, good relationship. I was like, listen, I don't want to be on some super dream team. Let me just go find my way in a different place. And then Ili had he was hurt this season before, but I heard some rumors that he was coming back. And then I spoke to Diba, talked to Ili. He was, I got it. He go, I got a big guy. I was like, all right, nigga, okay, cool. I'm gonna send you some clips and you can see what you think about. But I haven't even signed yet. I was like, all right, whatever. Then I saw some clips. I was like, whoa. What the fuck? we got this shit coming to our group. Signed that shit, nigga. I think I signed that shit the same day I saw your highlights. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, okay, we got something in this motherfucker. So, you made me sign that contract. I didn't even sign for that much money. I was just like, okay, fuck it. We got a great team because it was supposed to be me, you, Italy, and we had Diba. But then when you came, of course, y'all had to, and then y'all had to quarantine. So everything was weird. We just hit about a super high flyer in this motherfucker. And then when y'all came, we never saw y'all, but we heard a rumor that he was in the gym with the coach doing some crazy shit. So I kind of felt like, yo, I have to get my fucking jumping ability back, bro. I gotta get back. I gotta get back. Get my shit back because I think I was turning 29 something. I start feeling that shit. You know that shit start.
I feel it, yo.
Going
feel
down.
it.
I didn't figure out yet that I need to go on some diet or something. But still, I was working on my jumping a bit when I heard you were coming. And I mean, when you got when we met y'all, Ely was hurt in the beginning. We're kind of still suffering for that same knee injury. Because he was rehabbing in the sidelines. Exactly.
He was.
Rehabbing. But we had a squad, low key. Like, I mean, we had a good core.
We did.
We had a good core. But terrible system, according to me.
Terrible system.
And,
according to me as well.
and I thought, like, first, we did I mean, we beat, I remember Oscar was ranked, projected to be the top team, blah, 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 and we smacked them the first game. And then we lost, I think we lost another game against them in the middle of winter, weird game. But we had a good team, but you never really got going that year. Which kind of, I think, pissed everybody off because we knew what we had. But looking at the system, bro, that's because I still know that system, or at least the motion that we were playing, bro. That little pick and roll, swinging to the side.
Pick and roll, the other side.
Think about that was this horrible system for a player like you because you kind of had everything. So maybe not, let's say, the playmaking where we just gonna give you the ball and feed off you, but at least we were supposed to have more, let me say, high post shit, actions and stuff like that, where you can catch it, look around, read whatever's going on the floor, then you can hand off it, or just fucking face the rim and play from there. Like we should have shit like that, but we didn't. And I try to tell them, yo, we're not playing the right way.
Nope.
And at the same time, everybody trying to eat. Everybody had to get theirs that season.
Yep. Exactly.
I think I'm not saying you got sacrificed, but I think your game still had suffered the most because at times I was bringing the ball up, so then I was okay. You know what? Fuck it. Now I gotta do something. And Diva is like, yo. Every time he got the ball, it's like, nigga, y'all not getting it. I gotta do something. So everybody averaged at 20.
Yeah, exactly. And, it was like whoever balling, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not the recipe for success when you're talking team. When you're talking team success. And then you were just out there, we didn't even have a great point guard either.
Yeah.
And that's probably now when you listening to your story, that's the first season you actually played without a good point guard.
Yep, exactly.
God damn, in COVID too, bro. That was big.
Yeah, I know.
Shit, that was.
That's
big.
why when Illy left, and I was like, oh man, like this is gonna be
he's gonna get
down here. Like, it was like, oh shit, like point guard. We needed a point guard, yo. And then you started playing point guard a little bit too, bro, so I was like,
you know what I'm saying? And that was like
fuck it, like.
It don't look like we got a choice right now, but fuck it, Dad.
Exactly.
If my game have to suffer, it is what it is. Because I'm not point guard. Shit, well, that's too much. Just move all up, fucking setting guys. I mean, I think I was doing some kind of okay job, but it didn't benefit you or Diva.
Shit.
To be honest. And but how was your Norwegian experience? Like,
honestly, it was very fun. Even though there's things that I didn't get to do much outside of the basketball. Basketball wise, just being with the team was like great for me. Just in that space. We did have that. We had the Johnset family come and take me and Diva in all the time. For family dinners and stuff, that was honestly like the best as well too. So, shout out to the Johnsons, so we just went there and all the time and just had fun like that, do that stuff, and then hanging out with the team.
So I don't know if you remember, I gotta give you a flowers, bro. You had a crazy run in a game, bro. You probably don't remember. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, bro. We played Gimlet. You got in foul trouble early. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, of course. So we played without you. So you never really got going. And then when you got into the game, you were on that time like, yo, now I'm finally in the game, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you did your move, boom, spin, dunk. I was like, oh shit, okay. Then thank you for the jumper. And I had a terrible game. I think I had a terrible weekend, to be honest. We played 2 games. But that little stretch, bro, you came in for like 7 minutes or something. We got back to the game, and you got the steal. Like, you were basically like, yo, fuck it. Yeah, you can tell when a nigga's on that fucking time. Let me just take over this shit right on, straight from the bench. Since you were in that foul trouble. Spin, dunk, jumper. Then you got some free throws. I was like, oh shit, nigga, fuck, I was struggling. Yeah, yo, keep doing the thing. That's what I'm thinking. Then you got the steal. I think we were like down 12 or something. Nigga, you threw the craziest windmill. I was like, yo, damn. I think that's the first glimpse I got for you in the real game. Of course, we played some games before that, but I think we blew some teams out. So now it was actually a close game. I was like, damn, when you hit fucking. Niggas don't throw windmills when they're down 12. That's what I'm saying. And reverse, let's put it that way for the fans. It wasn't a regular windmill. Like, the way it was, I was like, yo, he's about to do something. And he did it. Even they were like, you see, the dunk was so crazy. The gym were quiet, bro.
Just quiet.
Yeah,
it was silent.
It was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, yeah, that's a crazy run, but. Of course, you had your dunks, you had your moments, but I still feel like your game suffered that year because of the system. And but if the another COVID break happened, you started to get into your rhythm,
like to the rhythm again. Yeah, it's finding my spot, finding my place. Was like,
what the fuck this nigga actually this nice, like. We were talking like that in between us, and I feel like shit. If we play that playoff, man, we would do something at least.
Do
something.
Oh yeah.
You just started. All of a sudden, nigga, you look like the best player of the team. And I was like, oh shit. And I got going. I remember I got going. Debo was rolling the whole season. Basically.
Yeah, he was already rolling.
Yeah, the way he plays it's kind of hard to get out of rhythm. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
His motor is on 1,000 all the time. So
yep, exactly.
He was rolling, so that was sad. And then COVID just happened. It was a weird thing the way it happened. Everybody was waiting for the playoffs. Then all of a sudden we get a message of, it's not gonna be a playoff.
Nope.
Typical.
Yeah, exactly. Man, no playoffs. A couple teams did get COVID, so I was like, and we didn't play.
I think I got COVID too, bro. I got COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got COVID. But, shit, it was already... But then when I got COVID, basically the season
was over with. Yeah, they had already
at the time, though, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw... Listen, we just mentioned the way you got going. When I saw you playing at the late that season, I was like, yo, he got to get back to the G League. That's what I was thinking. I was
trying to work my way back. I even did a little tryout with the Lakers after that year, actually, and then. Okay, yeah. But I just really didn't get called up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bro, you understand?
Like, the biggest club on the planet, bro. Like, what I mean, we got Real Madrid, we got Manchester United. Then I think it's Lakers. Like, we're talking biggest clubs on the planet. So,
but like you said, like biggest club, and I was like, you know what? I'm down here in LA. Might as well go ahead and try for it again. But just didn't get that.
And that was after the Bubbles championship.
That was that was after the Bubble championship.
So you just came there wrong time. You should be in there when
Just-
they had
exactly.
Lonzo Ball and then niggas like that year.
Man.
Bro, shit. So but shit, I didn't know you actually worked out for them. We never.
Yeah. It like it was whatever. Like I was playing the big man role. Like at that moment, I was like, you know what, I play the 4,
Yeah.
and I was trying to move like a 4, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
and then all of a sudden they just put me as a 5-man screening, pick and roll, and I was just
Oh,
like,
you're not NBA
I'm
5, bro.
not
You're
a 5. Yeah, I'm not an NBA 5. Yeah.
By the time
So-
too, when you think about it now, when you look back, it's kind of NBA kind of got away from the 4, starting to get away from the 4 at that time.
Yep.
So yeah, so
And-
yeah, bro,
And I didn't really understand, because it was unlucky. Like I didn't really understand. I was young, and I was like, "Nah, I play the 4."
Yeah.
And the game had just changed, and I was just like so out of it. And I was just like, you know what, like
You see,
It's-
that's
it's
important
okay.
to the to viewers out there. Like, basically, that's what players get caught in. Like, people can sometimes wonder why did this guy not make it to whatever league you're trying to make it to. In this case, NBA, and now we just spoke about Lakers. Okay, they had Anthony Davis and one of the Morris twins. Yeah, we get that part, but still, it was 2020 after the 2020 championship. Looking back at NBA, that's actually when NBA started getting away from the 4, like literally cutting off the 4 because they cut the 5 off for the minute, but it was still they're lingering. But the 4 was still there. But now I don't remember any 4s after that year. Like when you think about it in the league in general, because Jokic was a 4, but he went to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if you're playing the 4, you're basically playing the 3.
Yeah,
you're basically
exactly.
playing the 2. Like it just
yeah,
all
you're
that
just a wing
is-
guy now if you play a 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we kind of a wing guy, but we expect you to set more screens than others.
Yeah,
Basically,
man.
Like, it's a weird mix now. When and sometimes players get caught up in it. So
Yep.
I kind of get it. Like I didn't make it to the league. Of course, I had that vision, all that. But yeah, exactly. At the time, it was like, if you want to go to this level, this league, it was a shooting the wing era when you had this wing, all wings, right? So then they were demanding so much from a nigga, like, you have to be Michael Jordan to even be relevant, right? But
Yep.
now, bro, shooting, I don't even think we got shooting guards like that today.
Yep. Absolutely not.
So
Do you know who's the one that comes closest? It's Aaron Gordon. That's the only guy I would say that comes close to it.
yeah,
Shooting, dunking, athletic wise, like that. Like that's the only guy that I would see
yeah,
that comes close to it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably only him. That's why they won too, because they had a huge advantage that season.
Yeah,
was the only one.
exactly.
No, exactly. I can't think of anyone because now they already have fucking Jason Tatum on the 4. Knicks have Cat, but yeah, exactly. It's not many 4s, bro. So
It's not.
when we talk about a whole league, it's like we looking for the names, and we probably keep
Yeah,
coming up with 3-4
exactly.
names. So yeah, man, that's sad that some guys get caught in between it. So before we get you went to France, let's just shift a little bit to, if you're allowed to, if you talk about it.
Yeah.
Video game, nigga. So you allowed to talk about it? I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
Yeah,
we could talk about it.
So, wow, listen, I don't know where to start because of course, I remember you told us about it. You sent me some clips, all that when you were doing it. But for the fans out there, basically, when you're playing 2K, every time you're dunking, he's the one that created all the dunks, basically. How many 2K games did you do?
I did 2019. No, yeah, 2019, and then I think 2021. One of the two, 2020 or 2021.
So, listen, what are we talking about here? All of a sudden, bro, how was it to get that call? If you got a call, no contact, whatever, bro. 2K. Listen, 2K is everybody's fucking video game, bro.
I know.
They tell you, bro. We need you.
It was weird. It was one day I was at home in California,
Yeah.
and I just get a message on Twitter, and
Shout
like
out to Twitter X.
exactly on Twitter. Yeah, shout out to Twitter facts. And I get a message, and then there's this guy, and he goes, "Hey, I'm a part of 2K, blah blah blah. Like, do you want to come down and do this?" And I was just like, "All right, who is this guy?" Like,
Yeah.
and I looked him up, and it actually said like, "All right, he works for 2K." I said, "Well, shit, all right, like, I'll go ahead and do this thing." And so I messaged him back saying, "Absolutely, like, I'm down to get into it. Like, what do I need to do?" And he was just like, "Oh, you're just gonna come in here, do some dunks, we'll send you an email for a confirmation, everything." And I was like, "All right." So I let it be. And then when it was time, they sent me an email confirmation, put me up in a hotel the night before.
Yeah.
And then we went there. It was in Petaluma, so Northern California.
Yeah.
And so we went there, did that.
I mean, we're talking.
And just from 9 to 5, just was there from 9 to 5.
How many days was the first year?
It was just one day. Each time it was one day.
Still, bro. Listen, you gotta, bro. You gotta make all dunks. Of course, that's not difficult for you, and you gotta, bro. Now your jumping ability have to be on top, and it was probably off season.
Yeah, exactly, and it sure was off season. Not really jumping, not really doing like workouts and stuff. But it was just like you got to bring your ability. Luckily, I was still young at that time.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm a bit old, but like it just like it was easy to just go in, stretch, and then get the job done. And like you said, make every dunk. Then there was a few times where it was like, all right, got to take this next one. Like, let's do it. Let's make it. But like it was a few dunkers there. We just kept going through the motions of dunking, seeing what dunks we want, seeing what dunks are going to happen for this player or that player, and then whether they're going to do and put on my players on 2K. And so it was just like stuff like that, like where you can just do all the motion. You had a suit on with the reflective balls. And
like, because now it's not like you just walking in there with short sneakers and dunking, bro. Now you got a suit on.
Nah. They had a suit on. They had a suit ready for you in your locker room. They had your shoe size, so you got to pick out whatever shoes were there. They also had the little reflective things on there too. And so like you just once you got dressed, you walked in and you had this, and it was even like on your head, like around your arms, around your hands, just a reflective. Even on the ball, like it was just like all the reflective stuff. And then you got in there, you got onto the court, and once you step onto the court, you just see like a bunch of cameras around the ball, and you're just like, what is going on? Like, this is how the game is made, basically.
Yeah,
so.
It is a video game we're talking about, bro. At the end of the day, but we all play PlayStation. I don't play it today, bro. Shit, since kids are stealing my time, but bro, I had a PlayStation basically my whole life, and 2K been the game for everybody, especially I can
everyone
too. And now it is a dream coming true, low key, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a dream you expect, but goddamn. All of a sudden,
it was
insane.
insane.
Sorry to ask. Did you have to did they have to make some adjustments for you because you're a lefty?
You know what? I actually don't think so. I think they loved the fact that I was a left-handed dunker.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, okay, like that's perfect. So they were like, just do all your dunks with the left hand, like it's fine. Like and they didn't really they didn't really ask me to do anything crazy besides just the dunks.
Yeah.
And
besides the dunks.
And if you and if like when we were there, we had so this is a twist. I want you, if you remember 2019's 2K, I want you to think about this one, all right? Because the storyline is a little funny because remember my storyline. I went from Juco straight to Hong Kong,
Oh shit.
G League tryouts,
Australia.
and then Australia. But from instead of Australia, you go like it goes on 2K. It goes, Juco, uh, China, I believe, G League tryouts, and then you go NBA.
Yeah.
So like when we were having this talk at the 2K thing, I think they're really just grabbing information from me to make a storyline for the game. So I was just like, this is interesting.
Oh,
This is really
shit.
interesting.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Hey yo, I gotta get back to see. Now we making sense. You're changing the storyline every year.
Every year. So I think they
No. Hey, that might be. Hey, that's crazy.
So,
That's crazy.
yeah.
I remember
So I
because I
think
think
that
that's
would've
one of the
been
last 2Ks I actually was, that I actually played like that because after I think 2020 when I had my first baby, then it was over for me to video
Yeah,
games.
it was
But
just
so
over, yeah.
now when I think about that storyline, yeah, the guy he went overseas, China,
yeah.
and then he got called back.
Yep.
Wow. Yo,
It's crazy.
Yeah, that.
It's really crazy.
Shit, bro. Bro, your story. You see, bro. See what I'm saying, bro. That's why, of course, we're gonna keep going a little bit, but that's why I wanted to get, bro. You see stories like this, nigga, bro. For our, especially a hooper, you're still hooping today. Like
Still today.
it's a
Got a
fucking-
game, 2 games on the weekend, yo.
bro. It's a document right there. That would just the
Absolutely.
way. If we're just talking about somebody that played Juco, went to China. He was in Hong Kong, but probably not in the middle of the city. Probably somewhere, and unfamiliar territories. All that. Back to the state, G League, bro. Yeah, is it? Nigga, you been through some shit, man. Shit.
I have.
I just thought when he came door, he looked like just somebody that just came off some pro contract. Now he's the next one. Everything's been, I'm not gonna say easy, but we know it's not, never that. But
Yeah.
I didn't know you
Absolutely.
had this. Shit. Damn. Okay, but yeah. So now you actually, bro, low key. I mean, it have to be sweet one way or another, even though we all trying to go to the
It
league.
is.
But at least you
Yeah.
got to do that, bro.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I love doing this because it's just the travel, the travel to different places, to different countries.
Yeah.
You see different things, you see different people, you hear different languages, and it's just like, it's fascinating. To somebody like me who, I came from a small town in California, and like, for somebody like me, it's fascinating to see because like you see a lot of bigger places, and it's just
Exactly.
like there's a lot more in this world than just like your hometown or like just well, I mean, obviously California is the place where everyone wants to be, but like bigger than LA, bigger than San Francisco, so it's just like it's pretty nice.
Before we go into we get off that 2K, I remember the funny thing is after I knew that you were in 2K actually, I think when I played in my game, I swear to God that I just had that feeling. I remember one of the players, he did a dunk. I was like, yo, that gotta be Josh right there. The way he dunked it and laughed, I was like, yeah, that's gotta be Josh. So I had that moment when I played 2K just to let you know. No, I swear, he did. It was like a windmill, basically a 360.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's Josh right there. Well, it's crazy, man. But yo, this is, I was about to say congrats. You probably got whatever you got for it. Or didn't get, bro, you still got the opportunity to do something crazy. Now we're talking like this is a worldwide project. Like everybody on the planet play this game. So every basketball player play 2K, bro. Shout out to Ronnie 2K. Bring out boy.
Hey, shout out to Ronnie 2K.
Okay, so and then of course you got to do it two times too. So
Yeah, I got to do it 2 times. I did the one, my second one I did was during COVID, so it would have been 2020, and that one was even harder than the first one because that one we had to wear masks, and it was like you had to breathe through your mask.
Yeah,
like,
COVID. Oh damn.
man, I was dying in through it. Like we had our nice little Adidas mask, but it was just like we were just rolling through it. Bro, I know. But I was just like breathing hard, dunking. But that one was fun, especially to interact with people again because, like the COVID 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I get to interact with a few people more. So.
Oh shit, that is crazy, man. You used it 2K twice at the end of the day, mask or not.
Yeah.
Bro. Shit, listen.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do it again. If you, maybe not with the
Absolutely.
29-year-old knees, but shit.
2K, come message me again, 2K. 2K, come message me again.
So how was it when you, and then, so after Norway, you went to France, right?
Yep. So after Norway, I went back to Australia.
Right away, and then
So
France.
I had and then France. Yeah.
Okay, so Eltham Wildcats, bro, they've been super loyal to you. Let's put it
Super loyal.
Whoa, they've been
Super loyal.
That's great, man. That's
This.
so you.
This
It
home,
is like
man.
a home for you, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Because that's as a hooper, I remember that's what kind of now I can say former hooper. I guess since I retired a couple months ago. Like, shit, bro, it's killing me just thinking.
Yeah, I know.
The last game, you know what I did last game? My last game was fucked me up even more, bro. I dropped 39. So I was even, and I kind of, it was when you get into that group,
It's like,
but it's kind of the family situation that made me retire. So
fair
yeah,
enough.
it's different game day now. You don't get the same routine. Let's put it that way. Your game day, you're already up 6 in the morning screaming shit. But you know it is.
Yeah, no.
You know what it is. So yeah, that's why I was like, yo, this retirement thing is weird, bro. But yeah, so but I remember, I going through my younger years, that was kind of the thing that, even though I played in Sweden, it was different. Like for us back then, it was like I'm not speaking for everybody, I speak for myself. You just went off word of mouth what you heard because you didn't know anything else. It's not like you go Google and find out everything. So it was like, okay, either you go Division 1. That's it. That's all we knew.
Yep.
Either Division 1 or nothing. At least from where I was from, the way they were talking, college, and then figure a way out from there. If you don't get to D1, which I didn't, for example, because of the SAT, then it's like, okay, you just gotta play pro here, hope for the best.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, you're looking for that team that you can get, build a strong relationship with, and it's not your city, and just a home, a team that you can feel like is like a home base for you. And I felt like I was looking to that type of team forever, to be honest.
Yeah.
And maybe Amru gave me a little bit of that feeling, but nothing really did it. So I'm happy for you to actually find that situation, because I still remember y'all trying to get back to Australia.
Yeah.
And it was both you and Illy. And I was like, yo, shit. If they get back to that shit, that would be crazy. I remember I was thinking. And you actually got back, and now bro, so many years. It's nice to see. But yeah, so you were Eltham, France. How was the France experience? Because you played like 11 games or something right there, or...
Yeah.
Did you come in the middle of the season?
No, I didn't come. I came in the beginning of the season.
Okay.
I played, like you said, 11 games. It was honestly like a good beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I think we ended up like in first place for a time as well, in the NM1. So I played for Lyonso there.
Yeah.
And we were doing really good. Boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden something switched, and it just didn't go right, and like it started going downhill from us, and then it was just like, all right, like what's going on? Da da da. I had a few things going on the side as well.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just telling my agent, like, you know what, like I'm ready to go. Like it's time to go. Like there's something going on.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay. And so and then they messaged my agent, and they were like, we're gonna send him home. And I was just like, you know what, like that's fine with me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like I was already talking about it right before you guys even said it. So
Exactly.
it's just like, you know, like it's
So,
good.
But at the end of the day, see, that's the psyche of the psyche side of athletes that nobody cares about. Bro, you go, first of all, you go to another country, French, different language again, adjusting to the league, team, culture, whatever they got going on. You say y'all got going, had a great start, and then basically shit just went a little south for some reason. It's basketball. It can be timing, rhythm, whatever. Now it still changed your situation. I mean, the way you looked at your life, maybe the next coming months, now it's just like you gotta switch to.
Gotta switch off. Yeah.
It's not like you're switching jobs in the same city.
Yeah.
You gotta move.
It's just, yep. You gotta move different.
So, how's like mentally? Maybe, bro. Now we're listening to your story. You kind of, I guess, at this time you used to whatever because you probably already went to China when you were fucking 20. But is it? Do you feel like that can? How can I put it? Basically, wear guys out or mess up the psyche of a lot of athletes, because when you're coming into these gigs, bro, it is a high expectations no matter where you go.
Yeah.
That American stamp, it's like a Superman stamp in a way.
Yep.
I mean, now Superman's a big word, but honestly.
But yeah, but you're right. I know what, and I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it honestly, like it defeats not just a purpose, but it defeats like the excitement for the import player, the American player, to come in and, you know, trying to do his best for the team. We're human. We can only do what we're like able to do at that moment, you know.
Exactly.
But like at the same time, like the imports or the Americans, as in myself, like if I come in and I don't do like 100% of what you're talking about, like you should have never brought me in the first place. Really,
Exactly.
Like you should have been watching my game tapes and how I play.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like this is what I'm presenting. Like, and I know there's a lot of guys who put like other stuff in their highlight tapes that they usually don't do.
Yeah.
But for me, like I'm putting exactly what I'm doing, pick and rolls, like setting screens, doing everything like that.
Exactly.
So if you think I'm gonna do something else, like that's not the 100% that I'm trying to give you.
I think over here we kind of did, to be honest. Now when I think about it, like
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, yo, you nigga just giving the ball, and fucking, he gotta do something. It's like, yo,
do something. Yeah, exactly.
No, I remember. You know who I'm imitating when I'm saying that. But it's like,
40.
Just give that nigga the ball, yo. Like, you gonna find a way. Like, yo, come on, man. It's basketball. It's not that easy sometimes, bro. I mean, it can be hard as fuck when you're in a fucking weird situation or a coach that don't understand it. And for me, I had a moment, not for myself, of course, that happened too. But I remember an American actually I played with. I didn't play like that because to be honest, it was basically my worst year. I was on the bench that whole season. So we had an American. He came in. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if you want to, but I can say off the camera. So he looked weird as a player from the beginning. preseason, he looked weird. Like he was moving different, like odd. I was like, yo, I mean, yo, is he good or not? Blah blah blah. And the coach wasn't that great either. We didn't have a good coach at all. Yeah, let's put it that way. Yeah, that coach wasn't good at all. So yeah, they go whack. But anyway, so it's still top league, right? And then we get to the preseason games. They were like, "Yo, we don't know if we want to send him home. Maybe we were thinking about it." Then he got that little message that, "Yo, if you don't play well this preseason game, we're gonna send you home." So now you're getting those warnings, messing up with your head already, right?
Yeah.
But y'all not doing your part because what I'm about to get to. And then he played okay. They were like, okay, let's keep him a little longer. He was still like, so he was averaging around, I swear it was like from 9 to like 15 points or something. But they expected him to come in and be that Superman, right?
And do more.
And he was a 4. Didn't shoot. So when you're 4 and not shoot, basically, but you can get buckets, he's going to look different, right?
Yeah.
And then the coach, he got bumped to assistant something. They brought in the old coach from the club. Still, and that coach was like, yo, fuck you, nigga, I'm sending you home tomorrow. Some Slovenian or Slovakia, one of these crazy European niggas. So, and then they say they're gonna send him home. Josh, I swear to God, next month, nigga look like the best player in the league. How? You see what I'm saying? Because we changed the dunk system because I remember, like I mentioned, we brought in a new coach. So that coach at the time was still implementing some of his stuff. So all of a sudden, I still don't remember how his game was, but bro, he was getting like 35, 12, like crazy numbers. Dunking on niggas, yo, nigga, we knew you can dunk. We didn't know you can dunk like that. Like all of a sudden, completely different player.
Shocked the world.
Yeah, bro, definitely. And he was good at that time too. So that stretch that he was balling, we didn't even win. I think we won some games, but we lost a lot of games. It was a bad season, but if we had that player from the beginning of the season, bro, I don't even think he will be in the team for more than a month because he will get picked up to a better league right away. That's how great he was playing. So that's why for now I just mentioned going from almost getting cut the whole season to looking like the best player in the league just because of a coaching change.
Yeah.
That says a lot about the sport in general.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely does because like, one coach can have a system that's not for you and another coach can. And you can do great in one team and then like better in the other. Like when I was in Juco, I was averaging like 4 points a game, bro.
What?
Right now I'm averaging like 14.2 and like it's insane.
Different basketball, the game moves in different pace over there.
Absolutely,
the
absolutely.
Selection is not at the top level, I can imagine. All that. Exactly. Now you gotta slow it down.
Yeah.
And exactly. Now y'all basically playing the system, I can imagine over there. Because I watched your highlight, nigga. Like, you look like you're doing your thing. And I'm just happy that you actually got to stay there so long. Let me just ask you one thing. I just saw a funny thing before we go to the last season of your championship. I saw that you haven't shot many threes this year.
Nah, not this year.
And going back to when we played together, you didn't shoot threes in the game.
Yeah.
But I know you can shoot.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Say that again for all the people.
Yeah.
Let them know.
You didn't shoot any threes when you were here. I see you haven't shot any threes over there. But I know you can shoot.
Yeah.
I see you shoot. But if we go back to the earlier the episode, when we were talking about bigs, gotta set every single screen, play through contact, through every single minute in 40-minute stretch. Do you think that's the reason that part affects your shot? Because
absolutely,
bro, like you're basically bumping, doing this every single possession, and then now we just kind of expect you to have that perfect left hand shot? Because I know you can shoot.
Perfect.
I know you can shoot. I'm not gonna. From what I see, I don't know if you fucked it up this year. I know you can shoot. So does that affect your shooting ability in the games?
I would say 100%. Just because like we're getting pushed around, we're getting hit, trying to be strong, setting screens, being strong, or playing defense, pick and roll defense, and all that stuff, and getting tired from just that. And then if I pop and I'm catching the ball. And maybe this is the first time catching it in like the last like 6 possessions,
Exactly.
Like I hadn't got a touch of the ball yet. And so like it's just like, all right, now if you expect me to shoot the 3 ball, like all right, like yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like, all right, I'm cold again. Like I'm not used to shooting right now again. Like
cold, so it's a lot of contact in the arms. Like,
shit, man.
So no, I thought about it. I swear, when I looked at the stats, I was like, "Yo, he can shoot." That's the first thing I was thinking about. But then I was like, "Okay, it's probably that part of the game that is basically putting you in a position."
Yeah.
Because you didn't attempt. I know you attempt a shot if you need to, or a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the game. If you look at looking at the. Go to the NBA real quick. The finals. Chet was struggling the whole series when it comes to his shooting, and he can shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
He could shoot, and he's probably putting up like jump shots. And I get it. Like it's a big time game.
Yeah.
Like you probably are a bit nervous for this. You hadn't been in this before. You're probably a bit nervous, but. Like still, like I know he's screening, rolling, getting out of there, gas from just even 2 of those or maybe 1 of them, like
yeah.
Because as soon as you set the screen, you got to run to get behind that player who's guarding you, so you can get that lob or the quick pass. So so I do think it affects us a lot as big men.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like. They're gonna be honest about like if we're shooting threes, they're gonna be like, you better shoot the 3 and you better make it,
Yeah,
like
big guy, you have to
don't miss, yo.
Bro, if you miss that motherfucker, bro, nigga, the whole team is gonna look at you.
like, bro, why are you shooting? But that's the thing. Like this year, I think these past 2 years, I really like worked like on just basically my job. So like pick and rolls, pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll for offense wise. Getting rebounds because we had four of the 5 guys out there can shoot the ball. Like, who's gonna go and take a layup? Who's gonna go and get rebounds? Like, like I gotta be the one to go ahead and sacrifice that and go get mine, basically.
Yeah. Sure.
So
mid range, you work
mid range
in the game.
Yeah, I'll shoot a mid range here and there, but it's just like all at the rim, like especially if you can't guard me, like.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for people that maybe got lost in the episode, they were still talking about the greatest dunker in this fucking planet, bro. So you have all the rights, and it's just I understand why every coach just wants you to be in that paint and they're just fucking working.
Yeah.
Because your jumping ability is kind of off the roof, and as long as you stay healthy, bro, I think the way even when that ability goes down a little bit, it will still be extremely high for an average person. So I think you can go on. You can easily play to athletic wise, I think you still play like 37, 40 easy. I think the way if you just take care of that body, but like now you're entering that stage, and you probably start feeling like, oh shit, I actually got to think about what I'm eating, right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's different. It hits you different because I remember that season you came. That's when I started feeling low key. I was like, yo, I'm not jumping like I was supposed to. All of a sudden, bro. I was like, yo, we got Jay Flight in this motherfucker, bro. I need to be in motherfucking peak, bro. So
eating right, getting everything.
Think about eating, but all that. But yeah, so France. So basically. Yeah, so you left France after that year, and then basically back to Australia after a couple months.
Yeah, I went back, and like I went home first, and then I was like, you know what, like take some time at home, get a break, and then I went straight back to Australia and did another season there. That was the time where we lost in the playoffs. Actually, no. Before Lyonso, we lost in the playoffs, and then the next year, last year we ended up going to the championship.
Okay, yeah, man, shit. And then you won the championship, and I was happy for you because I knew, even though we didn't talk during the years, but I still see everything that goes on in social media. You had to kind of get, after that COVID year here in Norway, you kind of have to find your way back. That's what I thought, at least. And now when I hear your stories, like, yo, bam, it's like you never really, I mean, you got to Eltham, you liked it, but then got to Norway. Now you're back to, you're actually where you belong now. For the first time. So it's happy to see that from a distance. And he was talking about trying to make the first team. And see, that's crazy. That's just say how high the level of that league, bro. I honestly think, I'm not going to say it on camera, but yeah, I know you are a first league product. I know that for sure. That just comes to whatever situation you got going on, or whatever. Maybe somebody, I don't know, knock on wood, but somebody got to get hurt, and then they got to give you the chance. And all of a sudden, no offense to the point that you're playing right now, but then when you're playing with a first league guard or whatever, everything can be different, you know. So keep your hopes up, bro. I think, bro, you're gonna be fine, man. It looks like you're doing right.
Trying to do what I can, you know.
You're doing it, but it's hard to to have one basketball job or one team for multiple years, bro. You know that's tough because they always go with a new import or somebody that's hot or whatever. Okay, he's cheaper. He can kind of give it the same, or the ambitions of the club go down. All of a sudden, they don't want to win. Then it's like, we don't want to win anymore. So, if you can find your way back home,
exactly.
Anybody, you know.
Exactly.
So, and you actually got to stay there for like basically is it the last 3 years now you've been there?
Yeah, the last 4 years. Yeah, this year will be the fourth year.
You're about to leave anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Just make sure you don't end up. I mean, if you want to, I mean, you know, Love Island, Australia, or something. Then.
No, I'm not getting on any TV shows, man.
That would be crazy.
That's what I won't do.
That would be crazy. How many people is in Australia actually?
Quite a bit. Maybe even more than that.
You're in Melbourne, you're doing nice, but listen, bro.
Melbourne's beautiful, man.
It was a motherfucking episode, man. A great episode. Listen about that. Listen, I'm just happy we got to catch up. It's actually bad that we actually had to catch up on a fucking episode. You should.
I feel you. But we're doing our things.
I mean, shit, you should find your way back or we gotta go to the States or something. I gotta talk to Diva, bro. We gotta get there, bro. Yeah,
come on through,
we should go over there. No, you're not supposed to come through. We should actually get over there, bro. You're in Cali. I've been in Cali too, so I have niggas in Cali too. So honestly, I should make it happen in the future for sure.
Come make a way, yo.
So
come make a way.
We can catch up more. But now, bro, I'm happy you're doing fine. And listen, this was a great episode. You're still gonna be on record after this. Alright, boy, Simple B. Y'all know what it is. Peace.